All right, what's going on, guys? It's Owen from darkhoursbrightfutures. I know this upload is very late. I usually upload on Wednesdays. However, I had a couple of family mishaps that I had to deal with, but I need to get the video out. So, um, today's video is going to be about something I've been dealing with. Not much as of late, but this is something I had to overcome, and I feel like it would help a lot of people. And it's the idea of missing out, or the fear of missing out. Feeling like you have to do something because you're going to miss out on that opportunity, and that opportunity will never cross your path again. Or even the most common one is, I'm young, I'll never be young again. I must do this because I'm young, and I only get one life. Like, I used to go to a bunch of social gatherings with college students because I knew that I was never going to see them ever again after these 4 years. And so, I had to spend time with them because there will be a point where our paths don't cross. Back in freshman year, it would be Friday night, and I'm doing homework, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm paying for this college degree that I should be putting most of my time into, and I could be learning, I could be working towards a better grade on a test, and as soon as that text comes in, we're like, hey, we're going out to KBBQ, you want to pull up? Let's go, let's hit up at KBBQ. As soon as that text hit my phone, I'm out that door because I just didn't want to miss out. What happens if, I don't know, we met like a crazy pop star? That's a little bit of over exaggeration, but like, what if we had in a moment that will be the best moment that we've ever experienced, like some sort of laughter, or some sort of a life event that happens while we're walking to the KBBQ spot. It could be a Friday night, and yeah, like I said, I was doing homework, but you could just be chilling, learning, developing yourself. And the moment you open up Instagram to take a break that you need, you see all these people having fun, taking pictures of their dinner that they went to with their friends. They're taking pictures of the night, the city, they're taking pictures of uh, parties, all these things that, is ingrained, at least what I can speak on. They're ingrained into the college life, and you feel like your life is just inadequate. You feel like your life's not eventful. You just are a boring person. You have nothing to show for. You have nothing. People, like I said in the past videos, you're showing your highlight reel, or you see other people's highlight reel, and you feel like you don't have a highlight reel, and you have nothing to show for because people don't get to see what you're doing. And going back to what I was saying about, going to KBBQ every night, or not, it wasn't every night. That would be crazy, but going to KBBQ or just going to dinners constantly, every night in college, it was fun in the moment for sure. Like, don't get me wrong. It was, fun at times. Let me say that. After a certain period of time, you can't have different conversations. It's always, oh, what classes you're taking. Oh, how has life been recently? Is school stressing you out? You have these same boring, bland conversations. You keep making time for these conversations that you could literally just get done in one sitting, every 3 weeks, or just over text. These conversations, they don't need a meetup. They don't need dinner attached to it. Even though, spending time in the moment with someone is definitely needed every once in a while, but there's only so much that can change in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You don't need a constant checkup. You don't need a constant, oh, let's get dinner. You don't need to do those things. And the more you have these meaningless conversations, and the more you go to these events that you fear that you're gonna miss out on something that happens at these events, the more you miss out on what truly matters to you, and ultimately you miss out on your goals, your dreams, and all the things that you're putting off. Freshman year, I wasn't only just doing homework. I tried journaling for a little bit. I tried working on projects, and all the time I was spending doing, things I shouldn't have been, which, like, again, like I said, I'm spending a college degree, which is, for me, that's unfathomable amount of money, right? I'm spending all that, but I'm using it to go to dinner with friends that I just met that I'm gonna forget about in 4 years. Hopefully I don't forget about them in 4 years, but let's be real, that's probably gonna happen. I'm missing out all this time that I could have been putting into projects, or missed journal entries. I'm missing out on all of that, and I'm not growing as a person the more I go to these events. And my grades took a tank. I could have had all A's, man, but I just kept going to all these events meaning like dinners, socials, just 1 a.m. talks that I didn't need to have. I was missing out on my grades. So what typically happens with the fear of missing out is that you place too much expectations on what's going to happen if you don't go to this thing. Like if you're going to think you're going to sever your relationship, you think that the relationship is going to die out, or you think that the most funniest thing is going to happen when you're there. That's truly not the case. You're living in a what if, an alternate universe that, obviously that's good from time to time. Like, what if, oh, my car light went out, but that's fine. Yeah, what if the craziest thing's going to happen to me? What if I sever this relationship that I just built, or that I spent all this time building? If I don't go to this event and I say no to them, it's gonna sever the relationship, when that's truly not the case. And yeah, while it's a good thing to apply that what if to your dreams, like, oh, what if I could pull this off? What if I'm the one, right? It's not a good thing to apply to fear of missing out, because you're gonna keep going to things that you shouldn't be going to, and you keep putting off the things that truly build you as a person and shape you into who you want to be. And if you keep putting those tasks to the side, you're not going to be missing out on all the fun events, right? At least that's a pro. You won't be missing out on all the fun events or things that happen to your friend group. You won't be missing out on those, pointless memories. But you're going to be missing out on something bigger, right? You're going to be missing out on your dreams. What could be if you just sat down and locked in, basically. Like that person you want to be is just going to disappear. All those skills that you want to learn, like, for example, I've been wanting to learn how to invest since I was in 9th grade, 10th grade, when, I would see my dad invest, and I always put that off because, I just need to go to the movie theater with my friends. A lot of young people nowadays don't know how to change their tire or change the spark plugs in their car. They don't know how to, game the tax system, even though that's something crazy that most 21-year-olds don't know. But these are skills that everyone needs to know, but we put them off, and we put, our dreams to the side. Even we all know that we need to make some sort of money. We all know that we need to make a change in the world, but we put that off just because we need to go to a dinner to, live in the moment and have fun and make memories. And when it's time to apply these skills, it's going to be 10 times harder to survive. You're not going to know how to buy a house. You're not going to know how to build wealth. And then you're just going to be stuck with the wealth that you get from your job, and you can't make it grow. And you're going to have to take extra time. And on top of that, you're going to have kids. You're going to have bills. You're going to have, meetings that you have to go to at work, even after work. There's going to be so many things put on your plate, funerals, so many things that are going to be added onto your plate later in life when you're not young, and you're not going to have the time to put in the work to learn things that you should have been learning while you were young. And on that note, being young, on the young excuse, I'm young right now, I'm never be young again. So if you keep that mentality, you're going to be, having fun when you're young, and then when you're 30, 40, you're going to be stuck dealing with the consequences of decisions that you made now, when you could, spend 5 years of your childhood, or, when you're, 16, 17, 18, 19, you could be spending that time developing skills that most young people do not know by the time they're 24. They're not going to know these skills. You could be spending time learning these skills early on so that you have an easier time in life later on. You're young, right? You keep saying that you don't have the time, but you're just not out. You do. You're not allocating it correctly. You have all this time to do all this extra stuff, right? But you don't have time to put your energy and put your time into something that your future self will thank you for. Because right now, I know for a fact, if you keep spending your time doing pointless stuff and, things that you won't remember in a week or 2 weeks, your future self's going to hate you for that. You can't be in everywhere at once. You can't have fun, and you can't work hard, and you can't go to everything. something has to give. And sometimes the pointless relationships will give. You can't be there for everybody, and you can't go to everything, and you can't, hear everyone out if you don't, and show up for people if you can't show up for yourself. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, some people in your life do deserve your time, right? Obviously, your family will go one day, right? There's some family gatherings that you should go to because you won't see them ever again, and they are your family. Those, you need to make time for the relationships that do matter, and the relationships that will last. But for example, if you're in college, right? Like I said, half those people you will not know post college. So why spend so much energy on them? Like, you need to pick your battles. And so when picking your battles, right, and picking which events you should go to, you got to ask yourself, will I care about this from a week and now? Does this serve myself in the future? Does this add to my life? Is this something I want to be a part of? If so, why? How will this enrich my life? And if you can't answer those questions in a good manner, give yourself permission to say no. Just say no and do something that adds to your life, right? You could sit down and, journal. I know you probably don't know a lot, or not probably, but there's probably some aspects of your life and yourself that you don't know, and you don't know the answer to, and you need to do some deeper diving. Take the time to do that. And when you say no, you're not missing out, right? You're gaining something better. You're basically gaining confidence in yourself, right? You're giving yourself permission to say no to an event, and in the hopes that you'll spend it doing something better. And the world might not notice it right away, right? Like, you see it time and time again. People will congratulate you on your success, but little do they know it wasn't overnight. It was countless time behind the screens doing research. Well, whatever your win was, right? It doesn't come overnight. It takes a lot of work. They're gonna ask you, like, why weren't you at this event? Oh, you missed out. Oh, this was very fun. They're not gonna see the benefit of missing out right away. Your future self is gonna be there, grateful that you took a chance on yourself, that you prioritize yourself at that given point in time. So, like, most of the time, you just gotta just dig a little deeper. A lot of the things, like people participating in vices, people smoking, drinking, and they don't know how to stop. They just gotta do, like, spend a little bit of time, think about it, and just constantly dive and dig into why you're doing it, and stop whatever's happening at the source. Why you want to do something, what's the importance. Just ask yourself all these questions, and once you figure out what the source is, you could try to mitigate that. When you do a deep dive and you ask yourself, should I go to this event? Oh, what's the importance? You ask all these questions, and the answer is, oh, there is no importance. It won't add to my life. It makes it 10 times easier to mitigate the fear of missing out. So yeah, when you get the fear of missing out, just remind yourself, oh, this is actually good. I'm alone. I have time to work. I have time to set myself up, while these other people, they're losing time. And I know it's like, that's a little bit of like a doggish thing to do or think, right? But let's face it, this world is a place made for dogs, right? You got to be relentless when you're chasing your goals to make it. Like, yeah, spend that time working on a project, spend that time starting up YouTube, or starting up something that you've always wanted to start up. And the small changes add up fast, right? Imagine, yeah, you take all that time, how many skills you will have over the year, and you just keep doing that every year. Boom, you're a whole different person. And so think about the person that you want to be in 5 years. Maybe you're 21 like me, or maybe you're even younger and you're going to be entering college, or maybe you're not even going to college. Think about the person you want to be, the person that you want to be for your kids, if you do have kids. Think about the person that you want your team to rely on. Every moment you spend giving into FOMO will take away from that person and make that person unachievable. If you take every moment that you can to prioritize yourself, you just keep building that future self, and that person becomes more of a reality day by day. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Put FOMO to the side. Your future self will thank you. You're not missing out. You're actually getting something greater. The more you prioritize yourself, the more your dream life becomes a reality. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say for this episode. So, episode, it's a video, but yeah, I'll be back next week. So I'll see you guys then.